Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I have an exciting guest with me, the CEO of Loopinsights, Rob, trading under the ticker MTRX on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Thanks so much for coming on, Rob.
Hey, Lana, my pleasure. Great to finally meet you, and heard a lot of great things about you from not just internally, but shareholders as well. And it's great to see a young entrepreneur at 17, taking off like this. Very happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so let's just start it off. First off, I've been following your company since you guys were under a $10 million market cap, trading between 11 cents and 14 cents for a long time. You guys then had a big deal with the Telus marketplace being accepted onto that. So can you just kind of like talk about what that means for you guys?
Yeah, for sure. To me, business is all about two things. It's about relationships, partnerships, and infrastructure. There's a lot of companies that early stage small cap to build a story. It's very more important to be building core infrastructure from, technology, of course, but system management and enabling a path to scale that's believable. For me, I've always been very bullish on, the kind of models where it keeps us extremely lean and agile, and that's the channel reseller. And what we bring to points of value to all our various partners is something that keeps us very sticky. And it's a mutual win-win. So Telus, of course, was a big step for us in getting our first venue tracing platform management uploaded into the Telus IoT marketplace approval. Subsequently, as you're aware, we now have our Fobi device and AI, artificial intelligence, data management as well. So it's always evolving. As you saw, one of our recent press releases with the acquisition group, puts us in a position to trophy hunt alongside, obviously, two of the largest players in Canada, and puts us in a great position. And quite honestly, Landon, it also set us up for NTT data. People look at, who are you, what do you do, who are you surrounded with, and credibility that Amazon Web Services brought to us in the early days, helped, I think, with the comfort of Telus is, they use AWS as well. So once again, it's all about positioning and infrastructure, and these are the paths that we set for success.
Yeah, it really shows the trust. So do you want to talk about the news yesterday? You guys, I think that's pretty big news that you guys are now integrating crypto, and that's great to see because companies really need to understand and get ahead of things and not just stay back and keep things the same. We're always evolving, and so that's really great to see. So yeah, just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. It's a great story as well. I'll make an introduction one day for you to our CTO. This going back to like 2017, when he came to me and said, "Hey, look, I built a functionality to transact digital cryptocurrencies with our Fobi device." And back then, excuse my ignorance, Landon, I had no idea what Bitcoin was and the other cryptocurrencies that were coming along. Obviously, for myself, as one who's passionate about education and learning, I did a lot of due diligence and read as much as I could over the next couple of months, and looked at how do we position this? How is this going to evolve with our other data applications and artificial intelligence platform we were building back in 2017, 2018? For me, I'm a huge believer in the mobile digital wallet. That's why the Passcreator acquisition was a key piece of our story moving forward for sure. But no, the cryptocurrency piece is something that's very exciting to me. It's not going anywhere. Now that the SEC and all the big players are heavily invested, puts us in another huge opportunity here with a lot of options with the technology to spin it out or whatnot. It's brought tremendous interest out of the gate, and it's something that we've fought for patents for years ago. So we saw where this was going. Casey saw it first as he got into Bitcoin at $2, I think it was. So, he's done very well. And for me, I've always tried to connect the dots on, understanding challenges that are in the place today, but more importantly, where the market's heading. And I've been very fortunate along this journey here to create some pretty future-proof solutions that solve a lot of pain points.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. What is your main goal right now that the company is working towards? Like, what's your main focus?
Main focus. Yeah, that's a great question, Landon. Our focus is continued execution. 2020 was a great year for us to kind of set the table with some key foundation pieces in Telus and NT Data and AWS and others. This year we've been put in some very big situations that, obviously the larger the opportunity, it's a bit of a slower sell cycle and process, but the reward's massive. And it's pretty exciting now to have those players at the table, not only making introductions, but sitting beside us, on the pitch, on the support, closing these deals. So it's 2021. My focus is all on execution. We've got tremendous global scale opportunities, Landon. And for us, I've got a very great team, an organization from data to tech to sales and marketing and whatnot. I let them do their thing and, sit at the table now and negotiate these deals. And we're very, very excited for what's on our pipeline, not only today, but deep down into 2021. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Do you find that the team is still like really, really working well together, even with COVID going on? Because I'm sure that you guys can't all be in the same boardroom and like talking, but do you still find that it's working well?
Yeah, for sure. I'm a big believer in good things happen when you're having fun. Something I always stress to my kids, and I do a lot of coaching of basketball and baseball and whatnot with my boys. It's all about who you surround yourself with. When we hire here, it's usually for talent, not positions. We've seen tremendous growth within our company. I heavily promote that. And culture is a big thing of it. We have a lot of laughs, work hard, play hard, and we've got a great environment. When we're in office, I'm in office today, and we've got about half the team here. We've got a very spacious, elongated floor plan and processes in place with our technology, as well as, of course, the sanitization and masks and the rest of it. So, no, it's good to be in person in an office, and this is great over Zoom, but when we can actually sit down and face to face, it's a lot more engaging. But no, we've done well. We've really accelerated all of our growth since COVID. And it's our ability to, the agility and talent of our team is really what it comes down to.
Yeah, great. When do you expect that we can see some numbers?
Yeah, so the numbers are, we've been kind of trying to lay that out for people. As you can imagine, I had hundreds of emails and calls a day asking about the business. A lot of the time it's people that are new to the story that haven't done any due diligence. They come to me with, oh, somebody said, this or that on Discord or, a Facebook group or whatever it is. And, I do my best to make time for everyone. I've been trying to articulate, and, there's some press releases we've done, like your CBD, where it's clearly laid out there, right? The NCAA double deal that we have coming up in March, I can't give a definitive number because it's dependent upon so many variables: how many passes are downloaded, all of the third-party engagement, all of the, of course, purchases made on the platform. So, the thing now is that the deals we're doing are revenue generating, first and foremost. And I think we'll be able to give a pretty big insight, if you will, into the year ahead here in the next couple of weeks for sure. There's some pretty big variables that we're waiting on to tie into that. I don't want to be in a situation of under delivering. For me, even when we're at 5 cents or 10 cents or whatever it is that you got in at, I was very confident in where we're headed, and I'm in the same here. That's why, our board approved. We understand the pipeline and the revenue needed to substantiate the TSX uplisting, of course. And what's in our short-term pipeline, we'll be able to give some pretty clear, direction and numbers associated to that in the next couple of weeks here coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then do you also plan to uplist to the NASDAQ?
Yeah, for sure. There's some really interesting opportunities, as you saw with Pass Creator and locally.io acquisition. Uclips is another story that's about to come to life here
Mhm.
very quickly. We made 3 acquisitions. We're in a very good position now as well, from a cash standpoint and
Mhm.
business, obviously. So, no, I continue to be fully active around all M&A opportunities, and you never know where you end up.
Yeah, yeah, great. Just talking about kind of the discussions with Empower and Simplifying, how is that coming along with cruise line, airlines, and stuff like that?
Yeah, very, very good. We'll have an update on that here in the short term as well. We've been brought in to join many task force and coalitions, if you will, as a subject matter experts. One of the key things here in Landon is that, with our successful implementations to date, we have all the data and processes and workflows to substantiate the approval process. As you can imagine here, in Vancouver, where we're situated, the cruise industry is like $3.25 billion lost last year. The downtown core where we're located, it's pretty grave. I mean, there's for lease signs everywhere. People need hope. We've now been buried head down with private sector partners, to introduce the integrated testing, the live vaccination certification. We have that end-to-end solution. We just need to get that message out there.
Mhm.
With the partners and groups that we're collaborating with today, we will make that happen and submit our proposal to the provincial and federal government here in a short time.
Yeah. Do you think that's
Yeah.
going to be a fairly long process, or do you think that it can happen?
No, I don't think it can be, Landon. Sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
no, it can't be, because I mean, there's jeopardy of another $3.25 billion loss here. The cruise ship season is supposed to begin April 19th. Is that going to happen? No, right? But, is it going to be May? Is it June? Is it July, perhaps? This is what's yet to be determined. So, from an operation standpoint, this can't drag on much longer. It's going to come to a head relatively quickly here. And I'm anticipating the next 4 to 6 weeks. And like I said, with building and submitting these proper workflows and processes and protocols that we've established and integrating other, holes and gaps, if you will, with our partners, I'm pretty confident that we can assist these groups to actually get approval and reintroduce cruising or travel in some capacity for sure.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. And then just with your contact tracing and bubbles, stuff like that, how is that looking? Do you think that is there potential for more of those, or is that something that you're kind
Yeah.
of getting away from? Or
No, I mean, it's the people who don't understand, for people that knew the story. I mean, we built this technology months and months before COVID, but it was, obviously tied to the wallet pass for the ability for Landon to check in at a location to get rewards and promotions and, AR experiences and whatnot. Along came COVID, and it was AWS that came to us and said, hey, look, you guys could be the first appless solution that's out there that's not tracking 24/7, but providing automated venue management. So that's where it came from. And so this already existed, and why we were able to shift so quickly, with the help of some of our partners, of course. But no, it's an ongoing thing. It's not going away. I mean, we don't look at it as contact tracing. Now it's evolved into a complete venue management system. We sit on top of it as, first and foremost, we are a data company, and connect all these siloed points. I mean, just look at our partners now, Landon, right? We've got Dragon, right? We've got now temperature, we've got vital checks, right? We've got Empower with COVID testing. All of these things need to funnel into something to create a fully automated operational experience on a back end, and then of course a user experience. And
another question that I have is, a lot of shareholders worry about, what if COVID goes away and the vaccine comes out? Are you guys screwed? Do you guys have more things in the pipeline kind of that are going to sustain after COVID?
Well, I mean, for anyone who's done any form of due diligence, first and foremost, we're an IoT data company. COVID came along and exposed the need for digital transformation, which was perfect timing and segue into what we do. Of course, real-time data applications is everything. And that's one thing you will hear and see over and over in the next few months with a lot of our deals is our differentiator is the power of real time, with some very substantial organizations that face challenges of latency around data visibility and understanding. Contact tracing, as I said before, is maybe 5% of our business. We don't look at it as contact tracing, it's venue management. And as I was just saying, the last question, it's a transformative solution that we're providing, and it all comes back to the data, right? As I said, with our different partners, with all the different operation systems, Loop sits on top. Yes, we provide, some NFC check-in technology that's, you can deem it as contact tracing, if you will, because it's timestamped. But I mean, for us, no, there's contact tracing, and the transition here to vaccine is the best thing that ever could have happened to us. And the sooner that COVID goes away for us, the better it is, because the rest of our business evolves, which is our core. So
Yeah, yeah.
hopefully that helps you.
I think that's a big thing that shareholders need to understand, because I just see a lot of people saying how you guys are kind of like a COVID play, and then people are always worried what happens when COVID goes away. So I think that's just like a big thing that shareholders need to understand, that this is a
For sure.
part of the business.
Well, I mean, what it is, in all honesty, it's laziness. I mean, like I said, I have all the time in the world to educate people. But if you're not going to take 5 minutes to do some DD, then it's going to be a pretty short conversation. So, doing a little due diligence here and there is probably a great idea, not just in our stock, but others as well.
Mm.
When it comes down to it, that's just it. Understanding, that's why I have a lot of respect for yourself. I mean, you're very up to speed as to what we're doing. Way back when you saw that, Telus just doesn't do deals with small cap companies for the sake of something to do. NTT Data and AWS and others, they don't come on publicly and endorse and support what you're up to. And, like I said, COVID is, it's been a very difficult time for all parties involved here. Unfortunately for us, we were able to give back and help out and enable some of these businesses to keep operating, and hopefully here reopen travel for everyone to get back to the safety and airlines and enjoyment of what life was. Seems like 10 years ago now, but so yeah.
And then last question, what are your goals for 2021?
Our goals for 2021, that's a great question. It's continued execution, visibility, and understanding. Like your previous question about, what about contact tracing goes away and whatnot. I think this is our year to put our flagpole, and when people now understand, who Loopinsights really is, and they understand and see what's about to transpire here in the next quarter. I think the questions of, well, when COVID goes away, will no longer exist. So my goal, that's my goal, is continued visibility, growth, scale, and profitability for sure.
Great. All right, well, thanks so much, Rob. This was great. I loved all your answers, and I hope to talk with you again.
Yeah, anytime, Landon. Thanks for reaching out, and like I said, happy to chat anytime with you. And great job. I'm 17 and entrepreneur like yourself. That's exciting to me. So anytime I can answer any questions or give you any advice or whatnot, you feel free, man.
Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.